Story 1. Octopus. I love them. They have 3 hearts, and if they move fast through the water, one stops beating. They have blue blood. They have 9 brains. No ears, but they still hear. They can change the texture and color of their skin. They taste with their arms. They dream, which means dreaming predates the dinosaurs and possibly predates the common ancestor of humans and octopuses. Can you imagine how long ago that was? They are self-aware, they arguably use tools, and they love puzzles. Story 2. Humpback whales, specifically the one that was attacked by Orcus when it was a calf, now as an adult goes around retaliating against Orcus, constantly seeking vengeance. I love him. All whales are great, actually. Even Orcus, in fact. I love that they had a fashion trend of wearing dead salmon hats. Before anyone says it, I know orcas are not whales, but let me have this one. I had to mention the salmon hats. Story 3. Foxes. I watched Fox and the Hound once, and I was sold from then on. In 3rd grade, I wrote an assignment on foxes, and it got hung in the hallway outside my classroom. I will forever cling to that fact. Story 4. The leafy sea dragon is a type of seahorse that is native to Australia, but is sadly endangered. Story 5. Cats are so misunderstood and can be very loving. They are also, in my opinion, the funniest animals ever. They do the craziest things. Story 6. There is not a creature living now or in the past that I do not find something to like about it. Except mosquitoes. Those insects need to be extinct. Story 7. Jaguar. They are sneaky and bite the head of their prey, not the throat like other predators. Plus, they look cool. Story 8. Coyotes. I will stand up for them tooth and nail. They are incredible wild animals. I love listening to them sing at night and seeing their paw prints in the snow. They are so resilient and have such a carefree attitude. I cannot help but respect them. Story 9. Eagles. I am so glad I live in an area where I can see them quite regularly. Just the ability to ride the thermal lifts is awesome. Story 10. Goats. Just goats. From their unique eyes to their tempers and their little bleats, they are a gift to the world. I will one day have room to own a few goats. Story 11. Greyhounds. When I see videos of them running alongside cars or all-terrain vehicles, it is truly spectacular to watch. They are also beautiful-looking dogs. Story 12. I only want one thing in life, to visit one of those elephant sanctuaries and play with a baby elephant. Story 13. My pug dog. I want his life. He is sleeping on my legs as I mindlessly scroll. He is full, warm, and stress-free. Story 14. I like anglerfish. They are really interesting. It is super dark where they are, so it can be hard to find a mate. When they finally do find one, the male will bite the female during the mating process. His mouth will dissolve, and they fuse together forever. The male becomes a parasitic baby maker. Their bloodstreams combine and everything. It is wild. I like to look at it as holding hands for life in the dark, though. So cute. I am also partial to a nice cheetah. Story 15. Elephants. Ever since I was a little kid and saw Dumbo, I have loved them to bits. I even have a pair of elephant earrings on right now. Story 16. Snow leopards are all fuzzy and fluffy, but they are also very resilient. My all-time favorite? My 22-year-old deceased cat. We had an interspecies love affair that lasted longer than the time I had my children at home. Story 17. Cats are definitely number 1. Then it's the small rodents and primates. Marmosets, stoats, anything small and at least a little bit fuzzy. Story 18. Tigers are fluffy, soft, and smart enough to seek vengeance. Not to mention they can act like house cats. Story 19. Cats. Big, small, all the cats. Elephants. They are beautiful and intelligent, and I am just in awe of how majestic they are. Story 20. Snow leopards right now. They are so pretty, and I love their long, fluffy tails. I also learned my favorite bird is the American woodcock for the hilarious noises it makes. Story 21. Cheetahs. They purr, they go fast, and they cuddle. I do not care if it could kill me, especially since some cheetahs need emotional support dogs. I relate to that. Story 22. Honey badger. There is nothing sweet about it either. They instinctively know where the genitals are on any animal that has them. They will violently remove them if attacked. They can take down a full-sized grizzly bear. That is just the beginning. It is a fascinating animal. Story 23. Probably not a fan favorite because of their negative public relations, but orcas. I find it amazing how all the different pods around the world have adapted and created their own preferences for food sources and vastly different hunting styles, which they pass on to their pod mates through generations. They have fashion trends like wearing dead salmon on their heads that come in and out of style. Their paralimbic systems are more complex than those of humans, controlling emotions, social connectivity, and higher-level thinking. They are very good problem solvers, and at least one has even tried to copy human speech. In the same vein, their emotions are deeper than we can ever comprehend. So it's forever and always do not support SeaWorld. A close second is the octopus. They develop superior intelligence completely separate from mammals, as our common ancestor was hypothetically alive 550 million years ago. I genuinely think that octopuses would take over the world if their lifespan were not so short. And at the rate it is going right now, I think I would welcome the change in leadership. Story 24. Giraffes. I was always 3 heads above everyone from about 2nd grade to 8th or 9th when some of the boys started catching up or passing me. Plus, I was clumsy. I always felt drawn to giraffes, whether in zoos or on television shows. The older I got, I realized it was because of their height compared to everyone and their graceful yet clumsy ways. I have a 24-inch hand-carved giraffe in my bathroom with a big giraffe sign that says, "I just love giraffes." Story 25. Giraffes are my favorite because they are tall, quiet, and elegant, but can also defend themselves when needed. Relatable. Big cats, such as leopards, are my second favorite because they are just beautiful. I love this question and honestly use it to get to know people. I find it concerning when someone doesn't have a favorite animal. Story 26. Honestly, I don't have an answer. Animals are so cool. Sharks, snakes, dogs, lizards, crocodiles. There are just too many cool animals. Story 27. Bats are so cute. Their wings make pretty rustling noises. One lives at my house, and I like to watch him fly back and forth. I am also a mission worker in Sierra Leone, so I was given a rabies vaccine, and I got to touch a bat. Generally, I do not touch them since they can carry Ebola, but I touched an American bat, and it was just once. Story 28. I love gorillas. They are so very cool. Intelligent, docile, and super strong. I want to meet one so badly. Story 29. Sloths are slow-moving animals, similar to me. However, they are cute. Although I know they have the potential to hurt someone because of their grip strength, they do indeed have actual claws. They scream when it is time to mate, and they only come down to the ground to defecate once a week. Story 30. Red foxes came in contact with one before. I was returning home when it walked close to my front door, looked up at me, and then left. It was so pretty. Story 31. The maned wolf. Not technically a wolf or a fox, it is its own thing. Anything that can do a roar bark is automatically an S-tier animal. Story 32. Koalas. They exclusively eat eucalyptus, all have chlamydia, have smooth brains with holes in the middle of them, and are known for being really unintelligent. They are unique creatures who should not have survived this long based on evolution alone, and I love them so much. My dream is to hold a koala one day. Story 33. Cats for me. I feed them and protect them from dogs. They help me by killing mice and snakes. It is a win-win situation, a good business deal. As a bonus, my cat also kills and eats spiders, cockroaches, and lizards, so I don't need to feed him much. Story 34. Foxes. But I like fennec foxes too. But as a real pet, I prefer cats. I have 5. I would have more if I had more space and could afford them. 4 of them are all family and bonded. 1 is a rescue, but I feel bad because she won't sleep when the mother is in bed. However, the mother is always sleeping on me, so the adopted kitten only sleeps with me during naps. Story 35. At the zoo, rhinos because they have kind eyes. I have always loved them. As a pet, DJ hamsters because they are so sweet and cuddly. Story 36. Are all animals an option? Cheetahs are my favorite, though. They are big cats that run fast and purr, meow, yip, and howl similar to house cats. Plus, they experience anxiety, so zoos and similar facilities provide them with dog companions. I would risk getting my face mauled to hug one. Story 37. Giant golden-crowned flying fox. The giant golden-crowned flying fox, scientifically known as a Ceratodon jubatus, also referred to as the golden-capped fruit bat, is a rare and endangered megabat native to the Philippines. It is considered the world's largest bat species, with a wingspan reaching up to 5.6 feet and a weight of up to 2.6 pounds. The bat's name comes from the golden fur around its head. Additionally, the smaller flying foxes and to a lesser degree all other bats. I am batty for bats. Story 38. I would like a pet dragon that sits on my shoulder and singes the eyebrows of my enemies, both real and perceived. Story 39. Wolves. They are strong, mysterious, fierce, beautiful, and smart, and I want one to be my dog. I know they are wild, though. I would not even try. Story 40. Mountain lions, pumas, cougars. I saw a Disney movie in the early 60s about a pet cougar named Charlie. Immediately, I wanted one. I love cats. All my life, I have had dreams that I would die by a mountain lion attack. I got playfully mauled by a pet mountain lion when I was 19 years old. Super strong. It beat me to a pulp. It had the zoom eyes between chewing my scalp off. Magnificent animals like a big house cat that could kill and eat you, and there would be nothing you could do to stop it. So strong. It wrapped me up, and I could not budge. It shredded my shirt and drew blood, playing gentle. It was scary roughhousing with the kitty, but I will always treasure getting seriously beaten up by a cat. I have scars. Every summer, I bike pack up into the Oregon Cascades looking for them. I leave the trail, stash my bike, and head cross-country up high. I have found big tracks, fresh kills, and heard them chirping and growling nearby, but I have never actually seen one. I joke that it is my 34th time going up to try and commit suicide by puma. I am old, and I would much rather die by a mountain lion than from cancer or Alzheimer's disease. A nice, dramatic, and natural death. What a legacy. I do not rub raw steaks on my body or leave my food around, but that is about it for precautions. Come over here, kitty, and eat me. Ravens. I had a pet raven who was free to flee but lived in our house, ate at the table, and formed a tight relationship with me. He would walk me to the bus stop, watch where I sat, and then fly alongside my window for a quarter mile or so, then peel off and fly home. We named him Charlie. Eventually, he flew off to be with his buddies when my school days became longer. He wanted to hang out with me, not my mother or brother. He was so smart it was unreal. Story 41. The shrike, also known as the butcher bird, is a remarkable creature. They hunt small rodents and impale them on tree branches. Story 42. Seahorses are a mysterious conglomerate of several other animals wrapped into an adorable package. Story 43. Dogs. Also elephants. Maybe birds too, but the ones in the National Geographic documentaries that dance for mating rituals. Those birds of paradise. Story 44. Horses are just gorgeous, fit, and smart animals. The fact that you can ride them and the scenery they can take you to adds a bonus to their beauty. Story 45. Anthopleura xanthogrammica, more commonly known as the green sea anemone. I have loved them since 6th grade marine biology class and living in a place surrounded by water and tide pools. Story 46. I absolutely adore capybaras. They are so chill and critters sit on them. They are just adorable. I am very into Nordic mythology, so I have a lot of tattoos in petroglyph and Nordic swirly style. My latest one is a Nordic-style capybara on my arm, and I love it. Story 47. Foxes are the best. Diving into snow is so cute. They are such cute and goofy creatures. Story 48. Hyenas are my number one living creature. Hyenas are often mistaken for dogs or cats, but they belong to their own family called Hyenidae. They are more closely related to mongooses and meerkats, and ever so slightly to cats. I love the ones that laugh. I love their remarkable bite force and stubby jaws. Their hunchback-looking shoulders and color patterns are fascinating. They are just cool little creatures. Story 49. Foxes. I have always liked them since I was a child. I was excited when I learned that the Soviet Union tried to domesticate silver foxes starting back in the 1950s. I do not know how good they would be as pets, even domesticated, but I still want one. Story 50. My favorite has to be giraffes. They are so tall and I am so short. I claim that I previously was a giraffe in my past life, and that is where all my height went along with my neck. Story 51. I have quite a few pets in mind, but I won't lie. I would love to have a capybara as a pet, so a capybara probably tops the list. Thanks a bunch for sticking around till the end of the video. Remember to subscribe, and until next time, stay awesome and goodbye.